Hi, this is Lindsay. I'm the Learning Content Manager for Because Learning. I'm here to give you a brief introduction to the high school physical science unit. Let's get started. Each of our units come aligned to the NGS standards. The high school physical science unit comes aligned with the Earth and Space Science, as well as physical science and engineering technology and the application of science. NGS standards can be accessed by scrolling to the bottom of an experiment and clicking on the experiment guide. The experiment guide contains information such as grade level, the recommended group size, pacing, content area, vocabulary, the pre-work that you need to complete before you teach it to your students, and at the bottom, it gives the specific NGS standards for that experiment. In addition to the experiment guide, the end of each experiment also contains links to troubleshooting tips and a help center in case you have trouble or experience a problem, and a community discussion where you can go to leave pictures of your students engaging in the project or tips or ideas for future curriculum development. In Sunglasses experiment, students use the luminosity and UV sensors to take data. The students then interpret the data to determine which pair of sunglasses blocks the most visible light as well as the most UV rays. Measuring the atmosphere with a luminosity sensor has the students collecting data from the luminosity sensor as they add drops of milk to a glass of water. Sound Waves has the students wiring up a piezo speaker and then using that piezo speaker and the Arduino sketch to create different sounds. In the experiment titled Ice Cream Science, the students will use the temperature sensor to collect data, and then they will interpret that data to see what happens when you add salt to ice. In the experiment titled Solar Ovens, the students will design and build a solar oven and then take data from the temperature sensor to determine how long it took to reach 40 degrees Celsius. Drum Kit has the students using the gyroscope and the accelerometer to sense movement. The students will print off this template, cut it out, and create a cube. They will attach the sensor board to the inside of the cube and orient it in the proper direction according to the pictures and the sounds that the gyroscope and accelerometer trigger. In the Sunscreen Science experiment, students use the UV sensor to determine which sunscreens are most effective at blocking UV rays. That gives you a brief introduction to our high school physical science unit. We recommend that before you teach any of these experiments in this unit, that you go through the experiment as if you were a student. You wire up the circuit, you collect the data, and you answer the questions. That way you'll be able to anticipate where your students may need extra assistance. Have fun experimenting.